Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Grassroots Racing Show.
Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. Roger, this is our 7th show of the 5th season that we're working on right now. Now, the first 6 shows that the fans have been watching have been shows that we did last year because the film footage from Mike Kraft and the film crew was so good, we didn't want to waste that footage. So the first 6 races that they have watched were actually races that were shot last year. They know that because if you watch each program, we tell you where you're at. So this is our 5th full season of the Grassroots Racing Show, and some of the time it seems like, man, this is the first or second show that we've ever done. Other times it feels like we've been doing this forever because we've been involved in racing forever.
Well, that's true. But one thing that's happened to us over the winter was somebody asked me why we don't do more investigative reporting and things like that. So I've been working on it. And I have uncovered, this hasn't got a lot to do with racing, I uncovered a conspiracy. And the conspiracy is weathermen and weatherwomen conspiracy. Particularly, we've been getting a lot of rainfall. They've been telling us it's like 20 inches of rain.
Yeah.
It's 300.
300 inches of rain?
Over 300 inches of rain in Kansas this year. That's the conspiracy, and we're going to get to the bottom of it.
Well, I hope we do. And if you're watching this show and you have an answer for this conspiracy theory for my brother, be sure and email it to us or send it in to the grassrootsracing.org. We'd love to hear from you about that. I hadn't heard about the conspiracy theory with the weathermen.
I thought not.
But, okay, yeah, no, I hadn't. So as we work on this here, as we're doing this show, as always, almost always anyway, we filmed this at our studio at the Kansas Auto Racing Museum, which is just off I-70 at the Chapman exit. You're welcome to come by, and if you happen to be here while we're watching the show, we are always glad to have visitors to the show. Sometimes they heckle, sometimes they throw stuff at us, but it's never been money so far.
Not for me, anyway. I don't know how the rest of the group does around here.
Well, we're going to be going to Eastbay, Florida. We sent Mike Kraft, or asked him to go. We don't really send Mike anywhere. He's an award-winning reporter. And so Mike said, I want to go to Florida. And we said, good idea, Mike. And we were thinking the same thing. So, you know, we can control it that way with him.
That track at Eastbay is a 3/8 fast track. And we're going to see some excitement today. I can tell you.
What class of cars are we going to be watching?
These are the wingless sprint cars.
Oh, I love the wingless sprint cars.
And these guys get after it. And there's quite a crowd, an amazing group of racers down there. There's Darlin and some other guys that are, Schumacher, some other guys that are used to running these open wheel cars. It's going to be a good race. It
will be good racing. Mike Kraft always does a good job. So if you're watching for the race from Eastbay, it's going to be coming up right after a short break that we do. And you're watching the Grassroots Racing Show. If you want to catch any of our prior shows, you can go to grassrootsracing.org, and there's lots of racing action on there, the way racing was meant to be. Grassroots Racing, because that's what we film. Short track, good racing, bumper to bumper, fender rubbing, mud slinging racing, and you're going to enjoy it because when you come back, we're going to Eastbay, Florida for great racing. Stay tuned.
You're watching the Grassroots Racing Show.
22 cars getting ready to battle for the $5,000 to win tonight. Ken Thomas make it 2 in a row, getting ready for that Triple Crown. Again, your Triple Crown winner winning all 3 nights will be eligible for a cool $5,000 if Kevin Thomas cheats, because it's going to be a wild one. 30 laps non-stop at USAC AmSoil National Sprint Car Series. The Wild Child looks him over. Green flag, we're underway. Kevin Thomas Jr. out of the chute, leads him down the backstretch into 3. The Madman Robert Ballou hanging on to 2nd. The Macho Man in 3rd. Kevin Thomas Jr. down the backstretch. He's got the Madman Robert Ballou trying to chase him down as they head into turn 3s and 4. The Macho Man Brady Bacon hangs on to 3rd. Justin Grant right there in the 40. Here comes Chase Stocking up to that 5th spot. Dave Darlin back in 6th. As they come out of turn number 4, heading into 1, it continues to be the 17 RW of Kevin Thomas Jr. Junior again, last night's feature winner, looking to make it 2 in a row, but he's got the Madman right behind him. Oh, and some smoke for the Madman. He goes into 3 with some smoke coming out of the engine. Could be just a temporary thing as it goes through turn 1 with still some smoke coming out of that power plant. Brady Bacon still hanging on to that 3rd spot. Oh, and you got one on fire. That's Tracy Hines. Hines had some flames coming out of the exhaust. He still keeps it going. Hines on the gas, middle of the pack. Stocking going to take over that 4th position as they go down the backstretch. Stocking now up to 4. Stocking got by Justin Grant. Here comes the People's Champ, Dave Darlin. He's now up to 5th, puts Grant back to 6th. Meanwhile, your leader coming out of turn number 4, that is Kevin Thomas Jr. He's got the Madman right behind him. The Macho Man, Brady Bacon, hanging on to 3rd. Your new track record holder, Kevin Stocking, hanging on to 4th, and it's the People's Champ, Dave Darlin, hanging on to that 5th spot. Your top 5 down the backstretch, or down the front stretch. Now they go into turn 1. Some smoke coming out of that 40. The 40 machine of Justin Grant. Right behind Grant. Oh, and then Baloo, the Madman, almost takes out Kevin Thomas Jr. A big slide job there in turn number 1. That left rear coming off the ground as they come out of turn number 4. They head into 1. Top 3 start running nose to tail as they go down the backstretch. The Madman trying to gain some ground. Bacon goes to the low side. Bacon searching for some grip there as he comes out of turn number 4. He goes to the low side in 3 and 4, then searches to the high side like he did last night. Just the opposite. Williams. It's Kevin Thomas Jr. hanging on. Robert Ballou right there in 3rd. Brady Bacon hanging on to that 3rd spot. Stocking and Dave Darlin now battling. It's Darlin taking over that 4th spot. Stocking back to 5th. Justin Grant hanging on to 6th. Brian Clausen right there in 7th, followed by C.J. Leary. Kyle Cummins and Brady Short. That rounds out your top 10 at the moment. 13 down, 17 to go. Your leader on the front stretch. Ballou going to try to go to the inside once again. Ballou with a drive, slides up. Ballou, your new leader as they go down the backstretch, but here comes Kevin Thomas Jr. battling back. Kevin Thomas slides right back up, but here comes the Madman out of 4. Madman with the lead at the line. Robert Ballou, now your leader. Kevin Thomas Jr. right on his back bumper. Here comes the Macho Man in 3rd. Thomas Jr. going to slide up right beside him once again. Can't make that move stick. It's the Madman, Robert Ballou, hanging on. Brady Bacon in that 69 trying to reel in Thomas Jr. Right there's your leader, Ballou, in the 12. Here comes Bacon. Bacon looks to the inside, can't make it stick. Dave Darlin still in that 4th spot. Chase Stocking in the 32 continues to hang on to 5th. Your leader, the Madman, high in 3 and 4. Here he is coming down the front stretch, crosses the start-finish line. Thomas Jr. hanging on to 2nd. Bacon still hanging on to 3rd. Dave Darlin continues to hang on to 4th. And we got the 66 of Shane Cockrum. Cockrum and the 24 of Landon Simon. They'll take it to the infield. 10 laps remaining. Your leader into the 3. He goes to the inside of Andretti. Kevin Thomas Jr. It's Brady Bacon. Bacon now the Macho Man picking up 2nd at the moment. Thomas slides up. Here comes the Bacon. The Macho Man takes over the second spot as they go down the backstretch. Here comes Kevin Thomas Jr. battling back. Thomas slides up, Bacon to the low side. It's Bacon still in second. Meanwhile, your leader starting to check out as he continues to try and get around lap traffic. The Madman, Robert Ballou. There is your leader as he goes into one to the low side. Here comes the Macho Man. The Macho Man starting to reel him in. They're into three. Here comes the Macho Man. The Macho Man and the Madman side by side as they come out of four. Brady Bacon starting to reel him in as he runs in the high side in turns 1 and 2. They go down into 3. They both go to the low side. Ballou slides up right in front of 2 cars. Still hangs on. Bacon hanging on to second. Thomas Jr. hangs on to third. 5 laps to go. Ballou still hanging on. Here comes Bacon. Bacon and Thomas Jr. trying to reel in the Madman. The Madman now able to get by Andretti as they go down the backstretch into 3. Bacon's got a couple lap cars in front of him. Oh, and contact made. Bacon's on the gas. Does a wheelie. Caution gonna come out. Wow. Wow, that was exciting. Brady Bacon and Thomas Jr. made a little bit of contact. Brady Bacon does a 360 with a wheelie and still keeps it going.
This is Dan Wall with Fuels for Racing, and you're watching my favorite show, Grassroots Racing.
As we get this field sorted out here, it's going to be Ballou, Thomas Jr., Darlin, the 40 of Justin Grant, Chase Stock, and that's your top 5, followed by Brian Clausen, CJ Leary, Kyle Cummins, Stanbro, Baysflug. Here we go. Race fans, just 4 laps to go. Hang on to your hats. The Madman, Robert Ballou, leads him through turns 1 and 2. Kevin Thomas Jr. going to do everything he can to try to reel him in. And you got the People's Champ sitting there in 3rd. 3 laps to go. Robert Ballou hanging on this time by. It's going to be 2 laps remaining. The People's Champ right on the back bumper of Kevin
12
Thomas
laps
Jr.
and 8 to go here in our pure
Dave
stock
Darlin
game.
slides to the inside. Thomas back to the inside. It's going to be Dave Darlin up to 2nd. This time by 1 to go. The Madman, Robert Ballou, hanging on. Oh, he slides up. Oh, it's going to be a slide job. Can he get him back? Robert Ballou hangs on. Race fans, here they go into 3. Ballou slides up once again. Race fans, it's going to be the Madman, Robert Ballou, picking up the win. Dave Darlin comes home 2nd. And it's going to be Kevin Thomas Jr. rounding out the top 3. Race fans, there he is climbing out of the car. They call him the Madman, Robert Ballou. Wow, you made that very exciting on that last lap. I was watching you guys 2 battle. All of a sudden I look and you were nowhere to be found. You slid up there in turn 1. What happened?
Oh, another driver error. You know, one of the... I need my hat. Not this one. And, my shield fogged up on that restart, and I tried to crack coming off a 2 on that first lap. Had been fine all this whole time. If I was about 40 or 50 pounds lighter, I might not be breathing so hard. But, whatever it takes. We got the side bite going on, and Shane Cropcrum said last week that he gained 40 pounds and he's starting to feel like me, but I think he's got a little bit of ways to go still.
Well, there you go, man. Congratulations. The Madman, Robert Ballou, your feature winner tonight. We'll go get a word in with our second place winner. That would be the People's Champ, Mr. Dave Darlin. Man, he's finished second in 2 nights. Man, what a ride you had once again tonight, back and towards the front, towards the end.
Yeah, thanks. We had a great run again tonight. We had a good car. My Phillips team gave me a good race car, and thank my team and our sponsors for the opportunity, and the track prep guy. The racetrack was great tonight. We could race, and you could pass some guys if you got a fast race car. So everybody did a good job tonight, from the track prep to my team, and congratulate Robert on his run. They had a good night, and congratulations.
You at the end there, you had to have been thinking, man, you slipped up and you was looking for that pass there, because like I said, I couldn't see him, and there you were down on the bottom, and you were trying to hope and try and get him on that slide job. Yeah,
he just got against the wall right here on taking the white flag, and he just got out of shape right here. Gave me the opportunity to slide him, but then once he got off the wall and got shot across the center of 1 and 2 right here, that whole corner down there is pretty fast. You can get grip a lot of places. So he shot across there and slid across in front of me, and we made her close right there at the end, but had a good race car, and we tried to win it, just couldn't quite get her done.
Well, hopefully tomorrow night you'll pick up career in the number 55. You've been second 2 nights in a row. You're tired of being the bridesmaid. You ready to be the bride?
Yeah, I sure am. Hopefully tomorrow night's the night, so we can end this trip on a good note. But it certainly has been bad. We got a win over at Ocala, a couple second places here at Eastbay. We're happy with our results so far.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The People's Champ Dave Darlin coming home second, and we'll get a word in with our third place winner here. Where's Kevin at? There he is, man. You were leading there for a while, thinking, man, this is in the books, and all of a sudden it seemed like the car went away.
Yeah, racing with these guys, nothing's really in the books when you got like Robert behind you and Dave, and they're the best of the best. So and whenever they're behind you, you really got to hustle, and if you slack up one bit, they're going to be on your ass. So they were, and I got past. And first of all, I want to apologize to Brady Bacon. I don't like getting into people like that, and I didn't mean to spin him out. So I apologize to him and his whole crew at the Hoffman organization. So we got a podium. It was a good points night, but I just look forward to tomorrow, and I just apologize.
Well, yeah, one of those unfortunate deals there. You got into him, and then it was unfortunate. And like you said, you didn't mean to do that, but you're still in there for winning 2 nights. So hopefully you can pull it off tomorrow night and end up with that $500.
Welcome back to Grassroots Racing. And now back to our host.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. Man, that was some exciting racing from Eastbay, Florida.
You'll see a lot of short track racing in your time, but it's going to take some, you have to see a lot of races to beat this one. It was unbelievable, very exciting.
Yeah, I wasn't sure Robert Ballou was going to hang on and win that race, because that last lap got just a little hairy for him.
He got into the wall on the white flag, and Darlin, who, Darlin has a lot of experience in these open-wheel cars. Darlin made a run for him and got past him. And he was able to gather it up. Ballou gathered it up and made the cross and got ahead of him or in time to win the feature. Yeah. And ended up about almost 0.3 of a second ahead of him just in that lap. So he really had it to push hard. Yeah. There's he did some commentary afterwards, and he said he thought he'd lost it when he hit the wall, and who wouldn't? I mean, you hit a wall with an open-wheel car, the chances are it's going to get bent. But he came back hard, because in that half a lap, he made up 0.3 of a second, and that's a lot of time.
He was motivated. He didn't want to get down to the last lap of the 30-lapper.
Who would?
Now, nobody would. Speaking of Darlin, we have a set of his tires from when he won at Belleville here at the Auto Racing Museum. He was driving for
Steve Lewis.
Steve Lewis in the 9 car, yeah. Hope you've enjoyed the racing from Eastbay, Florida. That's the kind of action you see when you're watching the Grassroots Racing Show. Appreciate you watching. Tell your friends about the show, because this is the way Grassroots Racing is. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. There is exciting racing action every week on Grassroots Racing Show Night at the Track. You don't want to miss a single episode. If you miss any of the shows, be sure to look us up on Facebook or at grassrootsracing.org.